Hey everybody, welcome to session 15 of Atania, Wither and Bloom Studios. We're excited to be here and play tonight. A lot to recap from last episode, so I'm going to actually jump right into that so we can get started because, as usual, and you guys are not here pre-game, but on camera we have been doing nothing but joking around, eating snacks, talking, and saying, let's play some D&D. So, should we play some D&D?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Fucking down.
All right. So last episode, session 14, a few interesting things happened. So number one, we see that episode start off with Branmorn and Molly Gapsy sort of ending their walk across the fields. There's a moment, but not a big moment, but it leaves some potential, right? Branmorn comes back. The party gets a full night's rest at the Crooked House Tavern. And from there, the next morning, they wake up with Parnella, the wandering dentist, the street dentist, and they walk to North Veritas together. It's about a 2 hours journey, and when they get there, they wind up at the Toenail, where they settle in for some refreshments, a nice cocktail, and they're having a look around the place, checking it out, happy to be back in North Veritas, when Dickie the Whippet shows up, sees the group, and comes over and begins to converse with them. Now, the ring has been returned, right? And he needs to go sell that. He's actually kind of surprised to see the ring returned to him at this meeting. With that, you kind of see a softening of the relationship between Dickie the Whippet and the rest of the group. So, what the fuck are you doing?
He dropped
Nothing.
the cock.
I dropped my dice. I'm sorry.
People are gonna think we're doing
I was holding up the ring of power.
Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you were doing.
Cock ring pride.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Cock ring pride.
No, we can't confirm. We can't confirm nor deny that it's a cock ring.
Anyway,
Is this the time we start bleeping things in the episode?
I don't know. This doesn't bode well.
Maybe not a
Continue.
family-friendly episode.
Maybe instead of bleeping, we just...
So Dickie the Whippet, finally, after some conversation, a little bit of an amenable kind of friendliness, has to get up and go. And so he leaves the party. The party resumes their meal and their drinks when out of nowhere, the Toenail's house cat, which the party wasn't even aware of the fact they had, sees Verbena the rat on Remy's shoulder and pounces from behind.
Gutted.
Boom. I love that sound.
Gutted.
That was incredible.
Gutted.
Right? And absolutely, first of all, I rolled a nat 20 on the supposed attack on Verbena, and Verbena was, unfortunately, gutted.
In front of my...
Hits the table, falls into Remy's drink, split open like a Hot Pocket, and the...
Yum, dude.
Not the hot pot.
And then all of a sudden, Verbena's body begins to transform and polymorph there on the table into the body of a young woman whose weight and imbalance causes the table to tip over. The young woman springs to her feet, looks around, and sees the look of surprise on the party, and immediately casts a spell on Remy, who, with an opportunity to resists, doing an enormous amount of psychic damage to Remy, piercing her brain. And we left off with this newfound young woman making a break for the door. And that's where we're going to pick up. The cat. Oh, the cat.
We really have to include that.
The cat. So, in a pure reaction of anger, we do see Tryphon, maybe in a response to actually defending Remy, or maybe just in pure-born barbaric rage, grabs the cat and throws it through the window of the Toenail. Fucking awesome. Sound effects provided by Throod.
It's fucking awesome.
I will work your soundboard for you anytime you like.
And that's where we're going to pick up for tonight. So, everybody, I would like you to roll for initiative.
Right off the gate, baby. Here we are.
It's gonna roll under.
It's
10.
your boy. Why would you say that to me? You're bad, Mojo. Get under 10.
I got
That's
14.
Oh!
I got...
I went with the cat
Five.
butt die and did not help me at all.
I have a thing.
Anybody over a 20? Nobody's
So
over.
I want to
know
say
what's
I'm
wrong.
using a superiority dice to add a D8 to my initiative roll.
Fantastic.
So you could get over it.
It's going to be a 19.
My God.
I mean, you could have continued to get initiative throughout that.
No, I needed to let that happen.
Oh, okay.
I needed to let that happen.
Okay.
It's a canon event.
I think that event every night needs to have a name. We'll decide on
Oh my
that
God,
later.
yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Throod's pouring every night. If you're in on this, I want you to put in the comments down there what we should title that event, please. I'm thinking The Trickle.
No
But
way!
why don't you tell us what you think? All right. Anybody from
Why
a
it's
15 to a 20 on initiative?
19.
I'm at
Oh.
15.
What are your
15.
decks?
What's your
Two
dex?
19s. Give me a dex. What's your dex?
Let me see.
Mine's a +2.
Mine's a +1.
Okay, so that's going to put Cersei
Just
after
elbowed me in the
Tryphon.
face.
Never, dude. I would
15 for
My
Brandmore.
tattoos are making an appearance in this episode.
the shrooms.
That Thrud, what'd you roll?
I've never had that.
Yeah, 9.
That's a really
9.
cool tattoo.
Remy.
bacon.
You
Remy.
like that one? 14.
What'd you roll? Huh?
14.
14? All right, I want to recap this scene really quick for you. So you see her. She obviously has cast something on Remy because at one point Remy grabs her head and kind of lets out a shriek of pain. So you know that something has affected her pretty deeply. You saw Tryphon throw the cat through the window. And now Verbena, after casting that spell, turns to take a couple of steps towards the door. And she also happens to be first in the initiative order.
I have a question really
Aw.
quick. Is everybody staring at us?
The entire restaurant, the
Like, how many
entire
people are in
toenail.
here?
First of all, Bunce, you can see Bunce. He's making his way over because Tryphon just threw his cat through the window. So Bunce is starting to make a beeline for you. Everyone else that's in the place, because it is right
Packed.
around the end of lunchtime, it's full.
Get ready for a show, baby.
Now, don't get me wrong. The toenail is nowhere near as large as the Crooked House. Okay, the toenail holds total on a crowded day 18 people at the
Yeah.
most, of which you are like a third of the group in here, right? So, you know, you see Verbena turn as she goes for the door, and she just kind of goes like this,
Gone.
and you see her just kind of go.
Are you kidding me?
What is she?
She turns into some kind of very small, very fast, skittering insect. Looks like it's got a carapace or like a elytra, like shell covering on it, and it's just like it starts running across the room
Catch it.
fairly quickly. That's going to be her turn. It puts us on Tryphon.
I'm
You
going.
just hurled a cat through the window.
I am turning after hurling the cat. Not thinking about anything I just did. Pure focus in his eyes. He's running straight for the creature and throwing a net at it. There's a bonus action.
All right, so go ahead and make.
It's
That's
not
a.
gonna fit in the net. It's gonna like cover all out.
That's fine.
Is the net an attack or is the net a dexterity move?
The net is an attack.
Okay, go ahead and make the attack roll for me.
Shit. It's gonna be an 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right, I'm gonna use my action to attempt to grapple the creature.
So the net is a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, so
Gonna lunge and
you're going to have to make your movement. I know we don't have a battle map set up for this, but I think we can play this theater of the mind.
Making the movement.
Okay, so you're
I'm
probably
diving
about
for it.
10 feet from it. So
Okay.
you make the movement and dive for it.
Pose athletics check.
So you're doing a dive for it?
All right.
I'm going to make that an acrobatics check.
Can I run over to it and then grab it as an athletics check?
You can, but here's the thing. This thing's moving very quickly on the ground, so it's sort of like trying to catch an insect, which I think takes a little bit of dexterity.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. A little bit of the je ne sais quoi.
Okay. So what do you think?
I think we're going to go acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
Because
I
it's
could do
dexterity
that. I
based.
could do that.
Word.
I don't want this one.
Why?
You and I deceive.
Oh my God!
20! Bastard! In my clutches!
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Okay, so in
Holy
that 20,
shit.
you absolutely you reach down, you grab a hold of this thing, and right in your like sort of furry hand, boom, you pick it up. You could feel it kind of clicking around in there,
Ew.
but you have it. I mean, and plus, a grappling check on an insect is probably not going to be a fair fight, right?
Yeah.
So this is good. So you've got her.
So that was my bonus action, my action, and my movement.
Correct.
So I'm gonna turn around to the party, scream as loud as I can into the rat's face or whatever it is.
It looks to you like kind of like a cockroach. You've seen a few of these from where you're from.
And then I'm gonna hold it out to the group.
Word. And that's where I come in.
And that's my turn.
All right,
I'm-
Cersei, you're up.
I'm
And,
gonna look at it.
Branmorn, you're on deck.
I'm just gonna cast Mind Sliver on it because I can see it. It's in range and it's a creature. So it has to survive an intelligence check of 12.
You should have done an attack.
Nat 20.
Fuck.
You can see it from
Shit.
where you're sitting.
You have advantage on attacks.
For the saving throw.
I want a dice cam. I want a camera
Yeah.
on the dice.
Wait, don't you have my G7X?
But
Gotcha.
I can do it.
Oh, sorry.
Damn.
Get in there.
Misses.
This is.
I should have done my other one because then if they succeed, it does half damage.
So anything happened there
Um,
on the mind sliver?
no, nothing happened there. I'm sort of just gonna like run over to Tryphon real
Okay.
quick just in case anything happens, but I'm gonna like position myself sort of behind him.
Come up and
Okay.
yell in its face as well.
As I run past, Cersei's just gonna go, ah! And then run behind him.
Fantastic. I freaking love it. All right, so that's going to put us on Branmorn. Branmorn, what do you
Nice,
got?
everyone yelling. Okay.
That's a lot of yelling, I know.
Sorry to earbud users.
Had a plan. Kind of changed a little bit because Tryphon's, seems like controlling the situation a little bit. But I'm still going to teleport to the door.
Okay.
It's within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The place isn't
I'm
that
gonna
big.
teleport to the door, and I was originally gonna do something else, but I'm gonna hold an Eldritch Blast if the bug escapes Tryphon's
I
hands,
think that sounds like a fine idea.
and I'm just gonna kind of position myself in front of the door.
Okay. Okay.
So you're holding damage.
I'm holding
Looking for
damage.
peace, maybe.
I know, or we're looking to get her back into her form.
Yeah.
But I'm holding if she escapes your hands.
Fair.
That's going to put us on Remy.
Okay. How far would you say I am from her, like the bug?
I would say that you're no more than 12 feet from her.
Okay, and is there any type of jar or like glass around?
Well, there'd be the glassware on the table that you're using to drink from.
Yeah, just put her under on the
Can
table.
I want to grab one of those. Like I'm gonna get up off the ground, or I'm assuming I'm like wherever. Get this cup, and then I want to go over to Tryphon.
Put her in the sweaty mug.
Yeah. And I want to. Would I have to fight you though?
She is grappled.
Right.
So do you have like a jar that is going to seal? Because if not, I don't want to just let her go.
It doesn't seal. It's just a mug.
Maybe look around and try to find one.
Well, that's what I asked originally, but there's just like pint glasses. Like, right, there's no like mason jar type.
Not on your table. I mean, the best thing you'd have on the table would be the wine bottle that Cersei inevitably would have ordered. So, but that's got a narrow neck.
Yeah.
On it.
That's true.
If I look towards the bar from where I was, do I see anything over at the bar?
Yeah, sure. There would certainly be stuff at the
Okay,
bar.
so scrap what I just said. I'm going to use my movement to get over to the bar and get one of those, and then whatever movement I have left, head towards them.
Okay, so I would say that amount of movement would get you to the bar, grabbing the jar that's on the bar, and then moving most of the way back. But the action of grabbing the jar and all of that, you're
Would
probably...
I be so...
Unless you had a bonus action of some sort, I'd say you're done.
Hypothetically, if I threw the jar,
Oh
could
my
that count
goodness,
as a...
dude.
Throwing the jar would technically be an attack roll, and so
It's
you
gonna
had
hit you in
to
the face.
sort of...
Okay,
I mean,
never
think about the
mind.
number of things you've
Yeah,
done
it's
here.
fine.
Scan the bar
Just
for
get
a
the
jar.
jar and go over.
Yeah.
Put her in this.
I knock you out with a glass jar.
That'd be on brand.
That's all. I'm done.
All right, so you're done. That's going to put us on Thrud.
Oh, very well. So now the bug is in a flagon, or it's
No.
still
No.
in your
That's
hands?
in my hand.
I made my
Okay.
way to the bar and got one.
Thrud goes to the bar,
I'm listening.
And grabs whatever's there, ale,
What's your
mead,
Reese's cookie?
wine, whatever is easily reachable from reaching over, and walks over to Tryphon and pours the alcohol over his hands,
Okay.
Over my.
drenching this cockroach in whatever booze I've been able to get. And I don't even care if it's a dirty napkin rag that I wring out over your hands. I want the bug drunk.
You see complete confusion and bewilderment go over Tryphon's face as his hands become drenched in alcohol.
So the alcohol that you're pouring from the chode glass, right?
Sure, yes, of course.
So you
the
grab a hold of this and you
Chode
begin to
slip.
pour it over Tryphon's paws, and it just starts running between his fingers and out. And that going to end your turn?
Yes.
So as
would
you're
that be
doing
like a con
that,
save for the bug?
it will be.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I have an idea.
Okay.
So you pour this over Tryphon's hand, draining out off the hands, and just as it's sort of coming to an end and the liquid is finishing up its pour over Tryphon's hands, you hear what you could swear is like a which sounds to you like drinking. So, Tryphon, as you're sort of holding this bug and you feel this sort of tickle in there of this,
Yeah.
you all of a sudden feel this change. It went from being like the slight little legs in your hand to what appears to be this kind of energetic kind of force begins to sort of whirl around in your hands. And all of a sudden, boom, she turns back into herself and your arm drops to the ground.
I want to see if I can be holding it.
Make a quick strength check for
Dizzy the
me
Jordan
as a
Warden.
reaction.
Hey, he can lift
With
boulders.
disadvantage because it's happening to you suddenly and by surprise.
I rolled 2 7s
Okay.
on a strength check. Mm-hmm. Is it a save or no?
It's just a check.
That's going to be a 11.
An 11. Okay. So because it happens so fast, your arm drops and you're not able to actually hold on to her. So she
Yeah.
falls out of your hand onto the floor, right? And her face is soaking wet. And so she kind of is like,
Ew.
and she looks at all of you. And she kind of shakes her head and she's like, look, just let me go. I'm sorry. I know. But there's a lot that I can't tell you right now. And I need you to understand that for me. I didn't expect for this to happen. I didn't expect to get outed so quickly. I don't mean you any harm. As a matter of fact, I needed to get away. And no offense, but I've been watching you for quite some time, and this group has a tendency to kill everything in its path when it doesn't understand. And I figured that was going to be my fate, so I had to hit you. I wasn't going to kill you. As a matter of fact, if I let anything happen to you, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm trying to...
Insight check.
Go ahead.
What?
I think I know.
It's a 12.
A 12, as best you can tell, she seems sincere, right? There's
think-
a look of a relaxed kind of caution in her eyes.
Hey, maybe can we talk about this somewhere not here?
First, let's get another drink.
Well, first
For
of
the
all,
little one?
as this is sort of coming up and she begins to talk, Bunce is right behind you, okay? But I'm going to get to that in 1 second because she just gets to the point of saying to you, I'm trying to tell you without telling you that I really need you to do this.
Do what?
Let it go?
Where,
Remy's like stunned. I'm like nonverbal right now.
Through leans into Verbena and says, "Are you going back to the sewers to talk to the other ladies?"
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
Then
I'm
who?
not part of that.
Protect me
Where are you from?
From who? That's what I want to know.
Clearly you are of some druidic nature. Does this have to do with some of the other things that have been coming to light recently?
Potentially. I'm on your side. in this. She turns and she looks at Tryphon just as Bunce is putting his hand on you. And she's like, I understand your plight. We happen to be on different sides of that, but we have equal objectives, even if we see it from two different sides of the coin.
Why?
Is that directly to Tryphon?
Yeah.
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
Did I hear that?
Yeah.
Is this because the big fluffy man is from Afari?
Imagor.
Emacor?
With that,
My bad.
Bunce grabs your arm and he looks at you and he's like, what the fuck happened?
What do you mean?
You threw my fucking cat out the... And somebody, like, actually Poppy Button is looking out the window right now.
No.
And she kind of, like, turns and looks in and her eyes are welling up with tears.
Can I?
Did I do that? Was that
You kidding,
Is it like
right?
me?
dead?
Are you asking?
Yeah, like
The
is it
nat
like
20
like
he rolls?
dead, like drop below, like
Who
dead.
knows that one?
Well, all you know is the cat. Okay, so you don't know anything, but you turn and look at Poppy Button and she kind of like her bottom lip starts to tremble a little bit.
Okay.
And
I want to go up to the. Can I
Thrud
go
goes
over
out
there?
the door and touches the cat and casts Spare the Dying.
I was going to. You took it from me.
I'm sorry.
You took my druid moment from me.
All right. I just couldn't wait any longer. I needed it to happen.
Can I say possibly Tryphon doesn't have recollection?
Sorry.
I'm gonna let you feign that, but I'm not gonna say it's real.
Okay.
You watch as Thrud hurries out the door. Poppy turns and looks out the window, and Thrud bends down, lays a hand on the cat, and casts Spare the Dying, which Spare the Dying what? Just brings
It just stabilizes.
stabilizes the cat.
Yeah.
So I was I was about Remy herself was about to cast Healing Word as if it was going to do anything. After seeing Thrud interject and take that from me, I'm going to cast it on myself at second level.
Great. I mean, honestly, the cat
Do one of
only
these.
had 3 hit points, and
It's dead.
to me, that frankly is almost half as strong as a commoner, which typically has about 5 to 6
Yeah.
hit points. So this was a damn strong cat, and you obliterated it. The
He's-
fact that Thrud's casting Spare the Dying on it right now is really just going to be a little bit of theater for Poppy Button to see, because I don't think this cat's ever coming home again.
You said Bunce grabbed my arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna push him off.
Whoa.
And he kind of is like,
And then I'm not even gonna. He means nothing to me. I'm gonna go down to Verbena. Are you from Amacora?
no.
And
Look,
what do you want to do with Remy?
I was sent here to keep an eye on you and to watch you, because I'm going to get my ass handed to me for this. I was sent here by someone very close to you, but you've never met before, to keep an eye on you. We've watched you since you were a child, and you've never gotten this close before. And so when word got out that you were near, I was sent to just keep an eye on you.
Can I insight check?
Interesting.
Go ahead.
That's
Interesting.
freaky.
I am like literally non-verbal. Like what the fuck?
That's gonna be a 14.
14, she doesn't seem to be holding anything back. Well, she's holding things back, but what she is giving you seems to be genuine.
Is there anything like looking at her that I could like is there a symbol, anything like that? Does she have a ring? Does she have like
Roll a perception check for me.
I have an idea.
19?
A 19? Yes. And now I've got to dig in because, you know, we're mildly unprepared for these things sometimes. It happens. Please hold. I know where it is. That's at least a good sign.
Yeah.
So there is a... I don't have it here. I'm going to actually put it up in the video when I edit.
Okay.
But she is wearing a sort of circlet around her neck. It's very, very small, but it seems to have a symbol on it. The only time you've ever seen that symbol before was in the book you have on the true children.
Okay. Okay. I need more information. I just...
Bunce is... I'm sorry, through what?
Thrud comes back into the bar and goes over to Poppy Button and puts a hand on her shoulder and says, I'm very sorry, little one, but as try as I might, it was already too late.
She sort of turns into you and like grabs you and buries her face in your beard and just begins sobbing.
Oh. What was this cat's name?
Are you asking her?
Yeah.
Well,
As a
the
matter of
good
fact,
news is the cat's name is not the same name as the farmer in our last campaign.
Oh my god.
So you ask her what her name was?
Yeah.
She's like, it was Mulberry.
Mulberry. Oh. No.
Mulberry did.
Why did he do that?
Here, that's what the title is.
R.I.P. Mulberry.
Mulberry.
I'm writing that down.
I want to turn to Verbena. Can you heal Remy for the damage you did?
She walks up, she places a hand on you, and a kind of divine energy radiates out through her arm. You actually see her sort of muslin robes just kind of move a little bit, and that is going to give you... Oh God, where are all the dice when you need them? Just give it to me. That'll do. 15 points of healing.
Damn.
Toy.
Back up. Full health.
Full health, man.
Woo!
Will we see you again?
I'm not sure how I'm going to have to proceed here. I'm going to have to go home and find out what happens next. Can I just invite you to come to where I live? I think there's some people there that would like to see you. And you'd have an opportunity to meet a relative that you didn't know you had.
Oh my god.
I think that's
Yeah,
a
when and
wonderful
where
idea.
and when?
Well, that's on you. But we're in the Sylvan Vale Forest.
What was it?
Ask around.
Sylvan
Sylvan Vale. She's like, you met Naren Fay.
Mm-hmm.
He can get you there.
Where is the Sylvan Vale Forest?
Well, Naren
Are you asking for Verbena?
Yeah.
It's about 4 days' journey south of here.
Okay. Interesting.
Side quest.
Understood.
Side quest.
Was it Sylvan
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 Vale.
Vale Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where?
I'm just like staring at her, like visibly like tattered, like mentally.
Well, do you want to let her go?
Seriously?
You kind of, in a way, have her surrounded. You've got Brandmorn with an Eldritch Blast hell.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just
You're
re-upping
just
it.
right.
It's just in there. It's just
He's constantly holding Eldritch Blast. I mean, that passed a while ago, but you get the idea.
Verbena, why do you feel like you have to go? Why can't you stay and
Hang out here, drink some beers.
join us?
I will gladly buy you another round.
I mean, now that
Roll
you're not
persuasion
mad.
check with advantage on
she
that.
wants a
offer.
chode.
Why would you leave all the time? And why would...
So many questions.
So annoying.
So many questions. Remy's just like.
That's a 17.
She kind of turns and looks
Oh,
at
I'm
you.
sorry, it's a 16. 16.
That one. She turns appropriately. So she turns and looks at you, and she's like,
with other drunks.
"I could stay for one."
Why not 2?
One.
2. I mean, now
Cersei.
that you're a
Cersei,
rat anymore,
stop.
Druid gets another
you're not a
shard
rat
and hands
anymore. I
it to
can give you whatever I want.
Verbena.
All right, you guys all sort of begin to sit down, but Bun steps up. He's like, "Absolutely not. This one goes. I'm sorry, but I can't let him back in here after what he's done. I've got a window to patch. My cat is dead. My staff is shaken, and everybody's walking out the door right now.
I mean,
What normal establishment owner would allow someone like you to stay in their place? Out."
he was saving other patrons.
I'm gonna get up
though.
and get out. I'm gonna say I'll be right outside.
Okay.
You're lucky I don't call the guards on all of you.
I go outside.
I'm gonna follow him.
I'm gonna kind of just like hang, like outside the front, maybe lean up on the thing, just kind of like observe, listen, see what people are saying.
Okay. I want everyone to roll perception rolls for me.
Word.
Wait. If we're still in the bar, we're
Oh
rolling?
my god.
Everybody.
18.
Goodness.
Wow,
18.
Okay, I see nothing.
Damn, Cersei's blind as fuck.
I got a
No.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
18. What'd you get?
Oh.
The 2?
A 2. Okay.
I got a
Not
12.
going my way.
12.
Where's the coffee one?
Thrud, Remy, the both of you, as you sort of begin to sort of kind of very uncomfortably sit down at, you right the table, first of all. You gather the chairs up, you clean up the scene, maybe trying to do right by Bunce and the whole situation now. And as you kind of begin to sort of retake your seats, and Poppy, who's kind of standing there, like she's kind of like standing full posture, like standing back from all of you, like looking at you, like I think a little afraid to approach. You notice that there's like 6 or 7 patrons that are just like in the process of gathering their things to leave. They're having hushed conversation and looking over their shoulders at you guys like constantly. You cleared the house with this one, okay?
Let's go private dining.
Bunce comes back over to the table and he looks at all of you and he's just like, "Look, I know you to be decent people and I'm not sure what the hell just happened and I'm trying to get out from underneath this sort of the emotion of losing a beloved animal, but you have to make this right."
Thrud slides 5 gold to him.
I was
Yeah.
in the process of counting out 10. So now we have 15.
You slide 15. Bunce looks down at it and he's like, "Thank you. I'll need that to pay for repairs."
And hopefully you can find a new kitten. And if I find anything around the forges, I will make sure that I help you try to find them.
It's gonna be hard to replace Mulberry, but
I understand.
I'm so sorry.
Mulberry is very valiantly walking across the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh my
right now.
god!
Dude,
I'm
don't
gonna
paint it
cry.
like that.
Why?
Don't paint it like that.
fuck.
And has turned back and looked very lovingly and fondly
Stop!
At the camera.
As Tryphon's outside, hearing this through the window, he's
at you.
just
You have
like,
given
it kind of hits him a little bit. He's like,
Well,
Mulberry has loved their life and their time with you, and
I'm gonna burst
Once
into
you do
tears.
she was a good cat. All right, I'll get you
No.
some. I'll get you some. Oh my God! Did you dare sing that fucking song?
just call me Michael Vick.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
My God.
You know, the quarterback from the Philadelphia
Yeah,
Scumbags.
We're
And
Oh, no.
The birds, baby, the birds.
go bags.
I'm time-stamping that for you.
Philadelphia Scumbags.
You're gonna anger.
You're gonna have to start dodging a lot of batteries.
look, there was a time. I'm sorry, anybody watching that's from Philly. There was a period of time when the teammates of the Phillies and the Eagles were just. I mean, you are the only stadium in the country with a freaking jail, for crying out loud. Some people wear that as a point.
Why am I naked?
Yeah, they have a
Not
jail.
anymore. Not anymore.
No, not anymore, but they started it. Anyway,
It's like a growth off your shoulder.
I guess.
Genie.
That was hilarious.
Anyway, Bunce goes back to the bar and begins to pull some ales for you guys. You manage to sit down at the table and sort of regather yourselves. Tryphon.
Yeah.
Outside, given your unfortunate perception roll, you're feeling a little bit, like, tail between the legs. You come out the front door of the toenail. You look up and you notice that there's actually a couple of people in the Mallard on the second floor, like looking out their window at the small crowd that has gathered around. And you see somebody coming over and taking the cat and picking it up and putting it into a small wooden box that they brought over. And as you come out the door, everybody just kind of like looks like either shocked or saddened. There was one old man that kind of like he's hobbling by the whole thing, and he looks and he sees it, and he shakes his head and he keeps walking. He's walking towards you, and as he gets past you, he's just like, I like that old kitty. So he goes on his way.
I'm gonna kill myself.
What the fuck?
This is the worst fucking episode of my life.
This is a really bad day for Tryphon.
However, I will tell you that if Tryphon didn't already have 2 inspiration coins, I would have given him another one for throwing that cat out the window. Because I feel like, given what I know about you, yes.
I have
Thank
a question.
you.
No,
You
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I get it. And I know I'm beating you down right now with this whole narrative. So I kind of wanted to just check in, make sure you're okay.
So,
Do you need a whoopee?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
This isn't another Arrows moment.
Brand definitely thinks.
No
he's fucked
way.
up
Kill
with
you
killing the
later.
cat.
could I be sitting next to her, to Verbena? Like at this table? Well, they're kind of having their talk to, oh my god, another bartender owner that I don't know the name of.
Bunce.
Bunce.
Olivia.
I'm
Are they
just
not
horrible.
important enough to remember?
Oh,
I'm
easy
really in
now.
my character right now. While they're kind of having their conversation, I'm gonna lean over to Verbena.
It's the government.
Stop it. I'm gonna lean over to Verbena. And
she's not around
I
anymore.
want to try to be discreet about it. What is happening?
What did I miss?
Chill.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait for Remy's description.
I
now.
want to kind of part the top part of like my dress and cape to where I have an amulet, and I want to kind of go to her, and I just kind of want to be like, show it to her, and ask if it means anything to her.
Tell me about this amulet again. Let's describe this.
So it's kind of like, it's got that like cloth, chain to it. And it's almost like, have you seen like a moss agate type stone? Very similar to that with like a covering around it. But it was given to me by a specific person that I've told you.
Yeah.
And I can send it to you if you don't remember.
I believe I remember.
Okay. And it's something that I've always felt a strong connection to and don't know why, but just wear it every day. Not in means of like wealth. Like, I don't know if it's particularly worth much, but it's sentimental at most.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're revealing this to Verbena.
I'm trying to be discreet so just she can see it.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay. So you sort of opened up your
Yeah,
your
just like
top
kind of
a little
part
bit
the
so
way.
you can reveal it to
Yeah.
her. She looks at it and she kind of gently reaches out, places a hand on it, and touches the stone. She touches the center of it. And she withdraws her hand and she's like, that's beautiful. It's got good craft and feels like it resonates nicely. I don't know anything about it, though.
Okay. I'm gonna put it away.
So she sits down, the beers are delivered by Bunce, and she grabs a hold of hers and she begins to heartily chug on hers.
Can I insight check that also?
Insight check what she said to you?
Yeah, that she
Yes,
doesn't
please.
know.
Yeah, no, the beer chugging.
Sorry, I was like writing.
Okay.
Ooh, 18.
An 18?
Yeah. Specifically the part that she's like, I don't know much about it.
There was a bit of a pause there. And given the fact that she was first drenched in the drink of the chode while she was the cockroach form and ingested that and had her blood alcohol, remember blood alcohol content is a percentage, so even though it was probably a small amount of alcohol, it was able to have a large effect on the insect, and then of course when she transformed back, that percentage would have remained the same, thus sort of amplifying the blood alcohol content. So she is sort of, her defenses are starting to sort of not come down, but become penetrable. And you notice as... Really? Really?
The 12-year-oldness just
You transplanted,
share
yeah,
brain
you
cell.
transplanted the perv next door.
you gave me the perv.
Yeah, it's on your way to you. God help all of you when it gets to me. Anyway,
It's been there.
anyway, it feels like she might be not
Not true.
entirely truthful there.
Well, I'm outside. I've had this the whole time. I've never used it yet, but I'm gonna take out a block of wood. I'm gonna take out wood carvings tools. I'm gonna begin to carve like a little tribute to Mulberry. Maybe Mulberry's like the whole like face and like body and all that, and under it I'm gonna have like a little platform that says Mulberry. Little name.
Can we do like an arts and crafts check? Because watch it be like the worst representation
It
of a
might
cat.
be terrible, but it's gonna mean a lot to
Well, let me ask you a
Tristan.
question. Let me ask you a question. How much of your background is this something that you just said you have these tools? Is
Yeah.
this something you did in your past?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that you've kind of either grown up with or taken on as a kind of hobby.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd like to track this formally in the game.
Okay.
So do me a favor, and I want you to roll a. I'll have you do Remy said, an arts and crafts check, which is kind of an interesting thing.
Performance?
It either can be performance, or I would say sleight of hand, because sleight of hand is about hand dexterity.
Yeah, it's a dex thing.
It's more of a dex option, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
So-
thinking because okay, yeah, we could do sleight of hand.
Yeah, do that, because performance is charisma.
Oh my goodness. Well, he's gonna try, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
a
just tell me what.
It's more of a coping mechanism for him.
Sure,
It's gonna be a 5.
a 5. Okay, so you set out to
Bad
begin
taxidermy.
carving this, and you're sort of just there in your own world. You're kind of in a little flow state. You feel badly about what happened, and you are just kind of digging into your art space and doing that. Okay.
So since I had come out the door with him as well, are you sitting?
Tryfin doesn't sit. No, he's kind of leaning up against
You're
the
just
wall.
leaning up against the wall. I'm
Yeah.
just sort of leaning up against you. I'm just gonna put my hand on what? Just put my hand on your shoulder
Jealousy over here, man.
and just be like, "Hey man, you all right?"
Maybe we talk another time.
Yeah.
If you want to just sit here in silence with me, that'd be nice for me.
Yeah, of course. I'd be happy
Thanks.
to.
Thanks.
And as we sit in silence, I'm gonna see if there are any other cats around on the street.
A roll perception for me.
Percy's trying to find a feral cat.
16.
You
A
find
16?
a shit-encrusted mangy.
So when you asked me that, I said, to myself, I was like, sure, there's lots of stray cats around North Veritas, but just for the sake of the story and the odds of there being a cat, I said, I'm only giving Cersei a cat on a 19 or a 20.
Yeah.
And I rolled a nat 20.
Oh my god!
So,
Meow.
while that seems very opportunistic of me to be able to do that for you, I want to play true to the role.
Okay.
And it takes probably about 15 minutes of sitting there, and you hear the gentle sounds of the scraping and carving of Tryfin's knife against the wood. And sure enough, you see this cat come out from the alleyway. Now, this cat is, first of all, Mulberry was this plump, well-groomed, long-haired cat with a
Yeah.
Color was-
really rotund body and a very puffy tail. And really was, you could tell, like a well-taken care of cat.
Yeah.
This other cat that comes out from around the corner is more of an emaciated, flea-bitten, absolutely disgusting, poor, sad creature. And it wanders out, and you notice that there's a little bit of trash debris in the street.
Yeah.
One of it's a discarded, partially eaten fish carcass, and the rat comes over, the cat comes over. The cat comes over and just begins tearing at it.
As Circe sees this cat come out of the alley, she's gonna be like, "Oh, oh, sorry." And that's it. Like I'm excited. I'm sitting up and I'm just like,
No.
Were you still next to me?
yeah. And I'm just trying to fucking cover it because I don't want to touch that topic with you.
No, I want the rundown, miserable captain.
So back inside at the table, Verbena is visibly starting to become a little bit intoxicated. What do you do?
Thrud brings another round to the table.
Y'all getting fucked.
I don't mean this in a way
It's
of
my girl, Thrud.
interrogation. I don't mean to interrogate. But however, since we met on false pretenses, is Verbena your real name?
Nice. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
And your last name?
Oh, I don't have a last name.
Huh.
I was born amongst the true children, and we don't have last names.
Okay.
I know that can be confusing sometimes.
I'm sending an image over on Discord. It is not a dick pic.
How old are you?
13.
Huh?
I think she's asking for Verbena.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about the average maturity level of the
Comfortable
table.
making
That too.
Verbena 13, but you know,
No.
you can
Sorry.
chime in all you want.
All that alcohol.
So yeah, how old are you?
How old am I?
Mm-hmm.
Older than you think.
Crusty.
38.
I
She
forget,
does not look 38.
No.
Yeah.
I forget in the description last week. She's human.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sleight of hand check of 5 is not going to get you that cat.
Sorry, that was like an ugly one compared to the first one it gave me. So let me show you the first one. It gave me this, and I was like, that's way too fucking nice. So I said, make it less skilled from someone who's like not a good craftsman, and it gave me this. So I'll go even worse. Let me see if I can go even worse.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, let me just, as a DM, kind of tell you what the 5 warrants. I mean, right now, your block of wood looks like something you repeatedly bashed against the cobblestones a few times, and it does happen to have something that resembles an ear.
All right,
Kind of a tail,
I'll take that.
kind of.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I
but
offer-
you're learning. You're learning, and it takes time and practice.
Could I offer a help action with this? I sort of like see what he's doing, and I'm like,
You do have a history of doing art. They gave me
I do.
that picture of the rats. From
it was,
the
it
first
was
session.
an embroidered piece of cloth.
Hmm.
So I'm sort of just gonna lean over and be like, you know, I think you could do better.
I would
if you
like
just,
for a second like pull.
just more.
I might not want to talk right now, but I'm not saying this, but I would
movements.
I would let you kind of help.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like reach over and just sort of show you like, you know, guide it with your thumb, gentle movements, try to just smooth the edge. You're sort of just like hacking at the wood.
Now, Tryphon really appreciates this.
Yeah.
One, because he doesn't, like, sometimes doesn't like communicating feelings, but like, you just being there to help and also helping him cope to himself is a beautiful thing. He appreciates this.
Of course. I imagine he doesn't give any sort of like verbal response.
Not at all. No,
Yeah.
no.
That seems accurate. Yeah, nicely done. So, one thing I want to do is situations like that where you are sort of learning how to sort of do this. I think on occasions when you're carving or when you're sort of making your sculpture, I'm going to keep track of it numerically until you get to a point where you begin to develop bonuses for your roles in how you work,
Cool.
right?
Yeah, sounds good.
What are we doing, people?
So Bunce is the like owner, like is he still around?
He is. He's visibly shaken. You can sort of see him nervously helping people. At one point, he actually fumbled a glass, but managed to catch it. So his nerves are shot.
Okay, I'm gonna wait then, never mind.
Okay.
Thrud looks around. Are there any like pewter flagons, or
Yeah. Yeah, it's a common material that they would make these types of things out
Very
of.
good, very good. So, Thrud would slide a silver over to Bunce, and Bunce most likely would look at them inquisitively because it's just kind of random that a silver gets slid over to
Mm-hmm.
you. And just grabs one of the pewter flagons from the bar, takes it back to the table where everyone is sitting, and takes out her battle tongs.
Takes out her what?
Her battle tongs.
Oh, okay.
And just lets all this conversation go on while she starts to take the flagon down below the table with her battle tongs and start moving her mouth a little bit.
Okay. All right. So a lot of us are crafting today.
It's a little bit creative.
Craft
It's a
day.
creative day. The day begins to wear on. You guys have had several drinks. Verbena is, at some point she kind of planes out and really starts to hold her own, right? She kind of hits like a plateau. What are you thinking? Now, don't forget, tomorrow was the day. In other words, the day that follows this one is the day that you were going to meet up with the associate of Halabalus at the toenail.
Well,
I think maybe tonight, if we don't have any other plans, I'd like to get in a fight.
Oh, I got a plan for you.
That was a little predatory.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. What?
That
How
was
did?
predatory?
How did we leave? You're just your mind. You think it was predatory.
All right.
How did we leave Dickie? Did he say he was going to come back?
He said he could meet you that
Later.
night. Yeah, he said he had a
Later.
thing. You said you might have a thing. You guys
Yeah,
both said you had things.
What's his plan? Now I'm intrigued.
Well, it kind of sucks because you're out on the fucking street and I was still drinking with, the girls.
Damn. Well, do you want to fast forward and when we're together? You can tell me.
Well, I mean, I think it's something that the group has to talk about. So I don't know. I mean, if Verbena's still hanging around for a little bit, I don't know. Are we still drinking?
I mean, do you want to fast forward to another scene? Anybody? If you
Yeah,
want.
we can move on. Okay, so Verbena spends a little time with you guys. You don't talk much. You ask a few questions. You spend a lot of time drinking. Everybody's kind of maybe lost a little bit in their own thoughts to some degree. Thrud is sitting there obviously working on something under the table and paying attention to what's going on. But, there's a smashed window. There's a very rattled bartender.
Sounds about right.
And so things are a little quieter than normal. And Verbena turns to you and she's like, the day is wearing on and I should probably be on the move. I don't know if I'll see you again, but my invitation stands. I need you to be aware of the fact that this connection for you is a powerful thing. The true children, as a practice, as a community, have something unique, and that is in you. So when I invite you down, it's for more than just a visit and to maybe meet someone you're related to, but it's to sort of bring you into our fold. It's an invitation to bring you into our fold, because one of the practices that we keep as a I'm trying to think of a word and I can't think of the word. But one of the practices that we keep is expanding our numbers, and it's more than just to sort of say our word is the right word. It's because the more that we have in our numbers, the more powerful our forces that resonate with the earth become. So come join us. Okay? She kind of extends a hand and she puts it on your forearm, which is, there on the table. And she gives it a little squeeze. And then she's like, I wish you all the best. I'm sorry that it had to turn out this way. And I did enjoy my time with all of you. I think you handle yourselves rather well for the most part. It seems like you have a vested interest in one another. It seems like you'll do well together. So I do hope I see you again.
One for the road.
Trying to get him
Thank you
fucked up.
for your hospitality, but even I know I have to stop at some point.
Uh-huh.
She kind of
Really?
turns from the table.
You heard of AA?
She turns from the table and she heads out the door. What is that?
You hear a little something coming out from underneath the table.
You hear the gentle clank and clatter of metal. Something's going on in Throod's lap.
Ew.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Damn, what you got down there?
Verbena leaves. Tryphon and Cersei, you're outside the building, still sort of working on the little carving.
Yeah.
And the door to the toenail opens, and Verbena comes out. And she sees the two of you sitting there, and she kind of glances at Tryphon nervously, but also looks at you and says, "It's time for me to go. I hope you accept my apology and understand that the deception wasn't something I meant to do harm through. That I have your compatriot's best interest in mind. And I do hope we see each other again."
Verbena, as two people who have Remy's best interest in mind, is there something you should tell me, or something I need to know about this person that Remy knows?
Well, you, if I'm not mistaken, have a connection to Remy's father. You work for him, is that right? That's what I gathered from listening to your conversations while I was there.
I don't like that, but yes.
Well, let's just say that I also work for a member of Remy's family. But what I think you should know, and I'm a little reluctant to tell you this because if you really have Remy's interest in mind, let me ask you a question. Is the interest that you have in keeping Remy safe purely contractual and financial? Is it because you've made an agreement and you're getting paid? Or does it go deeper than that?
Tryphon's gonna
Oh my god.
Tryphon's gonna step up a little closer to Verbena and kind of look down on her. He says, "It's not contractual at all."
She stares up at you and
It is the biggest honor that has ever been bestowed upon me.
an honor. And is that because of her heritage and lineage and station?
It's like family. My father is like the only thing that resembles a father I've ever had.
Roll an insight check.
Oh my god, the lore drop right now.
Inspiration coin. I know. Cash it in, baby.
I have been
Toss
watching
it to
your
me.
rolls.
You want to outsource a D20? Real quick.
Yeah.
Inspiration
That's
coin
horrifying.
used.
I can't watch. Oh my god!
It cocked and hit my other dice. Can I roll
Oh
again?
my god.
Well, did it land flat?
Yes.
What is it?
I don't wanna-
I don't want
That was such a waste of an inspiration.
I got the same roll. It's a 9.
Fucker.
You tell her that Remy's father is one of the greatest inspirations for you. And you see her staring straight up at you through her, sort of, bloodshot but semi-sweet eyes. And she just nods and she says, "I understand."
Who's the family member? You
That's
tell me.
not for me to disclose.
Why? I won't tell Remy.
It's not about telling Remy. It's about the fact that she has a family member that prefers to remain anonymous, not just to her, but to a lot of people.
To the entire world, perhaps?
Is that the one that I'm gonna need?
I'd rather not say.
Calagenia?
Roll perception. Roll.
Holy
I'll let you roll
shit.
insight check, please.
Holy shit, the
Wait, where's Calagine?
What am I rolling?
I'll let you roll insight
This is
because you're
nuts.
having a conversation and I want to know whether you read things on her face.
I think we all have different theories right now.
Fucking 7.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ,
God.
going
you
on?
guys!
These insights.
She kind of
This
turns
is
and
so
looks at you and
important.
kind of is like, no. You mean the Calagenia?
Yeah.
From our story?
Yeah,
He was alive 200 years ago.
sure. It's a good use of the word was. Doesn't imply anything about his current state of being.
Fair enough, but Calagenia is long gone.
Maybe he wanted to be that way.
Anyway, I need to go. I know you'll keep her safe. That's all that matters right now. I will say this. If she travels, I'll ask of one thing from you. And maybe you owe me this or maybe you don't, but given your actions today, I think, taking the life of an innocent creature like that should be something that maybe you should start to repent for. So I'm going to ask you for a favor in return for that. And
He's going to kind of hold up the little wood carving he's got going on.
She looks at it. She's like,
Trying to repent.
she says to you, if Remy should choose to go to the Sylvan Vale Forest, you must stay behind.
Oh my
And so
god.
I'm asking you for this. And I guarantee you, at my word, of her safety.
Is she going to leave?
Will she leave the Sylvan Vale Forest?
Yeah.
Whenever she wants to.
Why can't I go? You know my job.
I do. I do know your job.
And with developments, I'm even more worried about leaving her on her own.
Not even worth asking.
If you come to Sylvan Vale Forest with her, there'll be conflict.
Can I insight that?
Is it a Minotaur thing?
Has nothing to do with your
Fuck
ancestry.
me. A 7.
Can anyone go with her?
Yeah, it's you.
The fuck?
What?
Since I ask that you not take offense to this, I don't want to
This is crazy.
harm you in any way.
I'm not taking offense, but how the fuck could I do that?
You work for one of my people's mortal enemies, and you cannot be allowed beyond a certain boundary.
How is her fucking father one of your people's mortal enemies? And
If
how is she
you-
not a mortal enemy then?
If you don't have the ability to check in on your employer's history, I can't help you there.
That genuinely doesn't make sense,
I'm
though.
gonna
Because
blow
how is
up.
she going to be allowed when she's fucking related to the guy?
Yeah.
And he's not allowed because he fucking works for them. How many degrees of separation do you think that is?
Well, that's a really, really astute thought,
Yeah.
Cersei.
Yeah.
And you want to know what? The nuances of all of this in terms of, family lines and employment and loyalty, I'm really not interested in getting muddied up in right now.
Those
That's
things are
really
important.
convenient because I don't fucking trust that.
Is it her mother?
I'm sorry.
Are you trying to turn her against her father?
I have no interest in turning her against anybody.
I don't understand.
How long have you worked for Valen?
Most of my conceivable life.
Do you know what he does?
Yeah.
I imagine we shared a look there,
I-
like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Inside. Oh, that's cocked. I mean, I'm trying to think of where to go with this one. I mean, I know where the story goes. I'm trying to think of where to go with whether or not you're lying to me, and I think you're lying to me, but I didn't roll high enough to see that you're lying to me, so
You gotta take me
You
at
have a
face
vague
value.
idea.
I have said way too much at this point.
Yeah, so have I.
Okay, well, guess what? I need to get going now.
Look, it's fine. You can go and do what you want, but you gotta. If you don't want me to go, you're gonna have to share some information. You just got a little bit more, so I can try and wrap my head around it.
There's no way
I'm shaking.
any reasonable person would send a person they're supposed to protect, nor would I send my friend into some mysterious fucking forest with a bunch of mysterious fucking people who hate her father, but, you know, because
also, how would
she's
you-
related, she's safe, but he's not safe.
But also,
because he's
how would you
working
know
for
I
him.
work for him? How would anybody know?
Probably knows a lot of shit. And
She's been watching
following.
me.
No,
for
but
years.
you can we keep that between us?
I promise not to say anything about who you work for to anyone other than people that will see you coming.
Yeah, but I don't have it written on my fucking forehead.
Yeah, but you're not exactly hard to find, are you?
Damn.
Oh my god.
I guess not.
Damn.
Was that body shape?
I don't know. It's just. If you just think about it from my perspective for a
I'm
second.
sure this is very hard for you to swallow. You're a very loyal person, and I admire what you're doing right now. The only problem is we have a couple of lines that are crossed, and I'm trying to keep you out of trouble as well.
And
because
I
feel like
appreciate it.
with your proximity to Remy, if you get into a fairly sizable fight because you won't listen, that could impact Remy. And so I'm, of course, interested in making sure she's safe as well.
Well, so here are the things, right? If you're assuming something that's going to cause me a fight, it's going to be probably because something is doing irrevocable changing and or hurting to Remy when I'm supposed to not let that happen. Is that going to happen?
No, that is not going to happen. I told you that. I can guarantee you this.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't think you're going to hurt her, but are you going to change her in any way?
No. I'm interested in letting her see what she's capable of. That's all.
Why? She can turn into big fucking spiders. I don't know how the fuck that happens.
She kind of smiles a little bit and nods because she sees your fascination with her druidic nature. I'm going to tell you right now, and I may not look it, but if I wanted to harm Remy, I could have killed her and all of you in one round inside of that bar.
He doesn't like that.
You
that
have
hurts
my
his ego
word.
so much.
Yeah, I know. That gets you.
Circe's gonna sense this, knowing Tryphon, and sort of just like put her hand on his shoulder, just like
Yeah, as he gets a little
press
rigid.
him back to the wall a bit
Yeah,
more.
he's getting a little bit
Fine.
worked up.
All right, fine. I just. If you could tell me the relation, maybe I'd drop it. Can you tell me the relation?
It is time for me to go. Good luck with the little carved kitty. I hope it works out.
I want to start to have been walking like towards the door, like to
Okay.
come outside.
Okay, so and basically she kind of like reaches out, puts a hand on you, nods to you, and then begins to leave.
It's fine.
Circe just
Let her
responds
go.
with a deadpan face.
Back inside the bar, Remy has gotten up and moved towards the door. Thrud is clearly still tinkering with something in her seat. Bran, what are you doing?
While Remy's leaving, I was gonna go settle up with Bunsk.
Yep. Okay.
For the few rounds.
Yep.
And then I will start following Remy outside.
All right.
Before I go fully outside, would I have gotten? Are there like windows on the door?
Yes.
So I would have seen her walk away.
As you approach the door, you do sort of see Verbena with her hand.
Like the tail
on-
end of that.
Yeah, the tail end of that
Okay.
scene.
Before I go outside, I, after some thought, decided I am gonna go up to Bunce really quick. I'm sorry for everything that just happened, and I hate to ask, but I have a feeling we might be heading out. While we were gone, did I get any mail?
Any mail? Let me check.
Take your time. That's fine.
He kind of goes behind the bar. You see him sort of ruffling through some things. He pulls a fairly large multi-compartment box out and places it on the bar, and he's now looking through a whole little stack of letters. Rest of you?
Is nobody outside?
No, there's a lot of people outside.
No, none of these people.
Well,
Only
Cersei's
Cersei.
outside with you.
I'm gonna turn to Cersei for a second.
Yeah.
Cersei, because I see you care for Remy, and because I consider you a friend, I'm gonna have to tell you some things coming up.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I can't not go. So if I'm gonna go and die, that's fine. But I can't not go.
Honestly, I think Remy deserves to know the choice she's been given. And
This is my girl right here.
and the conditions that it would be under, which is that you wouldn't be able to go, so that you can assess that risk together.
Yeah.
And if you can't go with her and she makes that decision, that's her right to make that decision. And it's her right to act on it as well. One of us can step in and do your job for a little while.
I don't know. I'm weary about telling her that they said not to bring me.
I feel like for everyone's safety, for yours, and for...
I'm not worried about my safety.
I would be worried about your safety because you're a strong guy and you're a formidable opponent. But 20 fucking people with
that's
Verbena's powers, you're fucked. I'm sorry, you're fucked.
I love
And I know it's not confidence. It's
Hubris.
it's just loyalty, and not even to Remy.
Hubris. Well, actually, it's from the Greek, so it is hubris. So whatever.
I secretly love it.
I know.
So anyway,
What if we told her everything but them telling me not to go? Because isn't that on me?
I think it's her decision. I think those are the conditions to making that decision. The fact that you're not allowed to go should influence her decision. And if she decides to go and you come along and something bad happens to you, she'll feel responsible. It's just a bad idea to leave it out.
Maybe she would. You're right. Maybe I might change her mind if she knows that they don't want me to go.
Right.
There's a problem with
'Cause
her father.
there is something really sketchy
To that, yeah.
about this whole thing. It doesn't make sense to me that you're several degrees of separation away and she's their child and she's okay.
All right.
That makes me think that they want to punish her father by punishing her.
Yeah, I guess we tell her. I'm gonna kind of like
Everything.
give Cersei like the like a nice hard like affection, like a hard slap on the back.
Should I roll for
Miller.
con?
Please don't roll a natural
Cersei
one.
goes down.
All right, that's a let me see. That's a 22
Ooh.
22?
on a 19. So
Good.
I fucking take it like a champ.
Absolutely.
There- I get like
almost feels kind of good.
I'm just like thanks.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna leave my carving on the windowsill of the broken window. It says Mulberry on it if it's legible.
Mulby.
R.I.P.
I secretly want to go make this thing right now as a prop and have it like I'm gonna put it on the bar in Three Ducks
Oh my
Tavern and just be like
God.
Mulberry.
Wait, that's awesome. and then we go back inside.
All right. You go back inside and you see Remy standing at the bar. Bunce is down the bar looking through some letters, and just as you come in, you see him pluck an envelope from this box, and he kind of holds it up, and then he comes walking down to the bar, and he says to you, "Yes, this came yesterday,"
Thank you.
and he hands it to you.
Is there a seal on it?
There is. Now you're alone at the bar, so I'm gonna take you out
I'm terrified.
and tell you what that says. Okay?
Mother trucker, dude.
We'll be right back.
Is there any way
All
Right
right,
over
so
Shag Cargo.
you kind of see as Remy stands at the bar looking at this letter, and then she folds it up, puts it away, and comes back to the
I want to
table.
insight check her reaction.
It would be perception more than anything, because you're kind of looking at her from across the room rather than having a conversation with her.
And what did I owe Bunce for
13.
everyone's rounds? Like 2 or 3 rounds
15.
of 4 people?
Yeah, 3 rounds of 4 people, that's 12.
Is it?
A gold and a half.
I'll slide him 2 gold.
Okay.
Thank you.
Strain.
Buns, nods,
For the drinks.
appreciation.
13, Todd, not 15.
13. And so you see Remy has a look on her face that is uncomfortable. She seems bothered by something.
I'm gonna walk up to her.
I'd put that letter away.
Yes,
Hey.
the letter got put away.
How you doing?
Fine, under the circumstances, I guess.
What's the letter?
Wait a minute, are you back in the bar?
He said he came back in.
Immediately as you start this conversation, you see as Branmorn slides some coin across the bar, Bunce nods, picks it up, and looks up and sees you sitting there.
I'm just walked up to Remy. I'm not sitting.
You're standing there. He goes behind the bar and he pulls out what appears to be like this long length of metal pipe. And he comes walking up to you, and he's a little guy. Like, he's just this little halfling. And he's got this piece of metal pipe in his hand, and he said, I thought I told you to leave.
No, it's fair. Can you just... I'm sorry. Can you give me a
No, you destroyed my place.
I
You
did-
killed my cat.
I-
I'm calling the guard. And
No,
he
give me a
actually
second.
turns
Give me
away
a
from
second.
you,
Bunce.
and he starts walking for the door.
Bunce,
Bunce,
relax.
Bunce.
I'll walk with
He's-
him. I'll walk with him.
I'm gonna
Bunce.
cast
You're
Charm first.
following him, but he's heading for the
Should I
door.
cast Charm first?
I'm gonna block the door.
You
Bunce.
block the
You're
door.
blocking.
No.
Oh my
Bunce,
God,
Bunce,
what's
I'll
wrong
leave.
with you?
I'll leave. Can I just take Remy with me?
I want you out of this building right now.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, good. The door's
Nice.
right there. All you gotta do is take 2 steps back.
Yeah, I'm getting my party.
raises the pipe
I'm
up
getting
in
my
the air over his
party.
head.
I'm getting my party. All right, relax.
I will let your party go. I will tell them to leave. I don't need you to go in there and get them. Get out of my establishment now.
Thrud grabs the pipe, comes up behind him, grabs the pipe, and slowly pulls the pipe out and produces, right in front of Woods' face, a very lovely pewter rendition of Mulberry.
This is very
That
nice.
actually very well
stole your
does
thunder.
capture
Stole my
Mulberry's
bit.
essence, and it has a slight glow to it. And
Tryphon feels emasculated by this rendition of Mulberry.
Thrud just one-ups you all the time.
I know.
Buns sort of like
winks at Tryphon.
Buns
fun,
sort
dude,
of
it's fun.
his hands come flying down as the pipe is sort of pulled out of his grip, which he had a lot of muscle applied to. He wanted to hit Tryphon with this thing, and he kind of like lets go, turns around, and receives this cat that you hand him, and he looks down, and I think all the emotion of the day and everything that's happened, you see his back start to kind of like bounce up and down a little bit, and he just kind of like puts his head down and he scurries back into the bar and disappears into the kitchen.
Guys, can we get going?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As we exit, can I take a look at Tryphon's carving?
Yeah, it's on the. He left it
Yeah.
outside.
Can I assess how good it is?
Hurtful.
Well, as someone who is sort of skilled in the arts, it's clear that what you assisted in helped Tryphon find a little bit of a voice in the making, but it is, a little rough around the edges. It's a little abstract. It's
It
sort
was
of
made
like,
with love.
if
I'm gonna grab it. I'm just gonna walk it back inside and just put it on the front of the bar. Do I see Bunce behind there?
no,
or
Bunce he went back into the
he's
kitchen.
gone.
somewhere.
Is there anything that I can write with?
Not in
lying
the
around?
immediate vicinity. Not really. You don't see anything.
Okay.
So-
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Okay. And I think that's where we're going to end. The party leaves the toenail. There are still pieces of Muntin bar and leaded glass laying in the street.
Monday.
I'm not going to lie, some of it's got some fur on it. And you guys step over this gingerly and kind of head down the road. And that's where we'll end.
What a great episode.
Poor Mulberry.
Self-contained in the bar, man.
Right? It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of lore drop.
A lot of lore drop.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Our music, as usual, is provided by Pocket Bard, which we really love. And we will be back next week with episode 16. But in the meantime, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.